Let's talk about something raw, something real. A truth that most people whisper about in private, but rarely say out loud. Why is it that so many married women, women who walked down the aisle vowed forever, wear the ring, suddenly become the easiest targets? Is it boredom? Is it emotional hunger? Is it a craving to feel desired again? Or is it something deeper, something hidden beneath the surface of a picture-perfect life? This video isn't here to shame, blame, or point fingers. It's not about judgment. It's about truth. It's about understanding what's really happening behind closed doors, in the hearts and minds of women who, from the outside, seem like they have it all, but inside feel empty. From the outside, it all looks perfect. The sparkling ring, the smiling wedding photos, the well-decorated home, the cute couple selfies on social media. People look at her life and think, she's lucky. She has it all. But what they don't see is the emotional emptiness behind closed doors. Many married women feel like they're living in a beautiful cage. On paper, everything checks out, but emotionally, they feel neglected, unseen, untouched. Not just physically, but mentally, spiritually, intimately. The world sells women this fairy tale idea. Marriage is the ultimate prize. It's your happily ever after. But nobody talks about the drought that often follows. Nobody talks about the slow erosion of connection, the routine, the silence that grows louder over time. And in that silence, temptation doesn't come barging in. It slips in, quietly, through cracks of emotional loneliness. Not because she's weak, but because she's human. Here's what most people completely miss. For many women, it's not just about sex. It's about something far deeper, emotional starvation. It's about craving attention, longing for validation, wanting to feel seen again, not as a wife, not as a mother, but as a woman. When a woman spends weeks, months, even years feeling unappreciated, overlooked, untouched, something inside her starts to fade. And then one day, it happens. A smile from a stranger, a compliment at work, a message that says, "You look amazing today." And suddenly that small gesture feels like a flood. Not because she's looking to cheat, but because she's desperate to feel alive again, to feel like a woman again. This is how it starts, not with betrayal but with emotional hunger, not with lust but with loneliness. Think about it, really think about it. The stranger who flirts with her at the grocery store, the barista who compliments her smile, the coworker who actually listens when she speaks. They don't see her as just a mom or someone's wife. They see her as a woman, radiant, desirable, alive. And in that moment, she's not exhausted from a long week of chores. She's not invisible in her own home. She's someone who's wanted again. This, right here, is the fantasy escape. Not the affair, the idea of being desired. The emotional thrill of being seen, truly seen, by someone else. And this is exactly why so many married women become easy prey. Not because they're weak, not because they're disloyal, but because they're craving connection, and someone else is offering it. And here's what most people miss. Predators don't need to be rich or handsome or even charming. They just need to be attentive. That's all it takes. One person paying attention while another one is taking her for granted. There's another layer to this story, one that often goes unspoken. It's not just about loneliness or emotional disconnection. It's about something deeper, something many women secretly wrestle with. After years in a routine relationship, kids, work, responsibilities, stress, a woman may start to wonder, do I still have it? Am I still beautiful? Am I still desirable as a woman, not just a wife or mother? And then, one message, one flirtatious glance, one compliment, and suddenly the fire inside her flickers again. When someone else gives her that answer, when another man reflects back her worth and desire, it becomes fuel to a flame that was quietly dying. And for some men, this is exactly the emotional vulnerability they exploit. They know she's not just responding to them, she's responding to the version of herself she misses. It's not always about falling for another man. Sometimes, it's about falling for the feeling of being alive again. The scariest thing about marriage isn't falling out of love. It's when love turns into a routine. When the relationship becomes more about logistics than connection. More about schedules than spontaneity. More about getting through the day than actually feeling each other. Love, when left unattended, turns into a habit. A comfort zone. A checklist. Something that's just there. And when affection turns mechanical, when conversations become surface level, when touch feels obligatory, something inside begins to ache. It's not always about wanting someone else. It's about wanting to feel again. To feel seen, desired, touched with intention, spoken to with depth, held with presence. And in that emotional drought, vulnerability rises. That's when outside attention starts to feel like oxygen. Because it reminds her, I'm still alive. I'm still a woman. I still matter. When love becomes a routine instead of a rhythm, the heart goes searching. Not always for someone else, but for the feeling it lost along the way. Let's get something straight. This isn't about pointing fingers or shaming women. This is about exposing a deeper truth that most couples are too afraid to confront. It's easy to say she strayed. It's easy to judge her actions without ever questioning the environment she was living in. But behind many of these stories is a woman who didn't feel heard, didn't feel held, didn't feel chosen anymore. What if her husband checked in more often, not just about dinner or chores, but about her soul, her emotions, her desires? What if he noticed when her energy shifted? What if he touched her like she still mattered? What if he made her feel desired every day, not just on birthdays or anniversaries? You see, desire doesn't disappear overnight. It fades slowly, through moments of neglect, silence, and emotional absence. And while no one is responsible for another person's choices, emotional disconnection is a shared responsibility. Because in most relationships, it's not just about what's being done. It's about what's being missed. Let's end this with the real truth, the one most people won't say out loud. Married women don't cheat because they're bad people. They cheat because they're emotionally starving. They cheat because they feel forgotten, unseen, untouched. And here's the hardest pill to swallow. If you don't feed what she's hungry for, someone else will. This video isn't just a warning, it's a wake-up call. To husbands, to partners, to anyone in a long-term relationship. Stop assuming she's okay just because she's still showing up. Just because she's making dinner, putting the kids to bed, paying the bills, smiling for photos, doesn't mean she's full. Doesn't mean she feels seen. Doesn't mean she's satisfied. Love better. Listen deeper. Make her feel wanted before someone else does. Subscribe for more raw relationship truths. Share this video with someone who needs to hear it. Your relationship deserves more than autopilot. Feed it or lose it.